Hello world, welcome to Python training, and in today's lecture I am going to discuss on the naming convention. So these are the topics for today's video. First one is different naming conventions and second one is naming conventions used in Python. Okay, before we move on, let me explain you the different types of naming conventions that exist. First one is camel casing. You might have heard camel casing a lot of times. Generally camel casing is used in Java, but in Python also we use camel casing. Camel casing is of two types. First one is upper camel casing, second one is lower camel casing. So what is upper camel casing and lower camel casing? Let me explain. So upper camel casing, this is also known as Pascal case. When we write using upper camel casing, first letter of each word will be capital. I'm writing upper camel casing itself in upper camel casing. So I'll write something like this. You can see there are three words, right? Upper camel case, and first letter of each word is capital U, C and C. So this is upper camel casing, which is also known as Pascal case. Second one is lower camel case. So in lower camel casing, if I want to write anything in lower camel casing, I'll write something like this. So this is first word, second word, third word. So the first letter of first word will be always lower case and the first letter of the other words will be in uppercase. So L here you can see is lowercase, C in uppercase and then C again in uppercase. Now let's see kebab casing. Okay, what is kebab casing? Kebab casing is divided into two parts, all lower, all upper. When we join two words using hyphen, then it is known as kebab casing. So let's see the first case. All lower kebab casing. What is all lower kebab case? So you can see here all the words are joined using hyphen. Then we'll talk about all upper kebab casing. So all upper kebab casing will be all upper kebab case. All the words are in uppercase and they are joined using the hyphen. Next naming convention is snake case. It is divided into multiple categories. First one is all lower snake case. So what is all lower snake case? This is all lower snake case and this is all upper snake case. We have single, double, trailing, leading snake casing also. So this is single leading underscore or single leading snake casing, and if I write like this, it is single trailing snake case. If I put two underscore and then write the variable name, it is known as double leading snake casing. This is known as double leading and trailing snake casing. So where this kind of convention is used, I will be covering in a short while. Next naming convention is all lowercase. So all lowercase means you will write down all the words in lowercase continuously. So all lowercase. This is all lowercase naming convention. Next one is all uppercase. So this is all uppercase. Now let's see how we use different kind of naming conventions in Python. So let's talk about the project name first. Project name, I mean, it depends on you how you want to give. I usually prefer giving in snake casing or kebab casing, but generally if I want to give project name, then prefer lower kebab casing. Next one is variable and function name. When you name variables and function, you should follow lower snake casing. So let's say I want to name any variable sum of number, so this is lower snake casing, and function if I want to name my func, so this is also in lower snake casing. Now coming to class name and exception name. For class name we follow Pascal case or upper camel casing. So my class, this is the example of using upper camel casing. Then coming to the exception name. For exception names also we follow upper camel casing or Pascal case. Exception, if I'll write custom exception, whenever you are naming your custom exception or if you are naming any exception, then you should always end with the word error. This is another standard that is being followed when we name the custom exceptions in Python. Now coming to constants. So for constant we follow all upper snake casing. So let's say if I want to name any constant, let's say my constant. So my constant, it is all upper camel casing. Now coming to packages name. Generally we should stick to one word name and it should be in all lowercase, but if multiple words are there or if you require to use multiple words in your package name, then you can follow kebab case as well as snake case. So there are many Python packages which are in kebab case also and snake case also. You can follow any of these casing, but the recommended one is that you should stick to one word name in all lowercase. The same thing applies to module name also. Now coming to private variable. So for private variable we follow single leading snake case, which is like this. Now let's say if you want to use any variable which conflicts with Python keyword, right? So when I was discussing about the variables in that video, I explained you that we cannot keep the variable name as some Python assigned keyword, but if we'll change the casing of any of those character, then it is allowed. But to follow the standard rule, if let's say we want to use any keyword, then the naming convention that we follow there is single trailing underscore. So let's say if I'll use break, then I'll be using single trailing underscore or single trailing snake case. Now there is something known as name mangling. What is name mangling? I will cover later on. I don't want to confuse you right now. So for name mangling, we follow double leading snake casing. So I will write double underscore and then the variable name. Then there is something known as magic methods. So magic methods are the special methods provided by Python. So for magic method, we follow double leading and trailing snake case or double leading and trailing underscore. We will start with 2 underscore, then we'll write the magic method name. In it is one of the magic method name, and then at the end we will again put 2 underscore. This was the quick video on naming convention in Python. There is no rule as such. I mean, if you'll follow some different naming convention apart from what I've mentioned here, nothing will happen, no error will come. But there are some standard rules that we follow in each programming language, and naming convention is one of the standards that we follow. So these are the standards with respect to naming convention in Python.